Erika.tesla here. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for deciding to click on this video. And if you're returning, I really appreciate you coming back. It's so good to have you here today. I am going to be giving you some first impressions, swatches, and a look with the brand new Cyborg Choir palette from Adept Cosmetics. So as you can see, I have some fun stuff on my eyes here. I did a look with this palette for you guys. I had a chance to do one look so far, and I'm actually pretty pleased with how this came out. It was pretty easy to do, so we will get into a tutorial. So just a little bit more information about this palette. It currently retails for $79. It is available right now on the Adept Cosmetics website. I do have a code with the brand Erica that could save you 10%, and I also have an affiliate link. Obviously, there's no obligation to use either of those things, but if you do, it saves you a little bit of money and it can help my channel out, and I really appreciate it. But yes, this palette is currently available, and as you can see, it's very shimmer heavy. So 2/3 of the palette, so 10 out of the 15 shades in this palette are shimmers, and they are absolutely stunning. And while I'm talking about this, I'm going to throw some swatches up for you guys so you can take a look at these swatches. So I just want to say, I really think that this is a very interesting, different, unique color story, and I think that this is an example of why indie brands continue to lead the way in terms of innovation and interesting product releases. When I first saw this get released, I was very interested in it for this purple shade. Usually there's like one or two shades that really pull me in. I was really interested in the shade Robotic Fusion. You guys know I'm a purple girl. And then this shade 7, which is this kind of like neon green yellow shade. And I think, you know, I managed to come up with kind of like almost like an Easter look unintentionally with this palette, because even though it's not necessarily a pastel palette, I think these shades alone gave me a really cool pastel look. So this is very different. It's very unique. I think it's a really interesting palette. It's very much on par with Adept Cosmetics aesthetic. And yeah, I love that about the palette. We have this beautiful vegan packaging here, and I think the inside does correspond very nicely to the outside of the palette, but you do have these deeper shades here, this little trio right here to help you ground your looks. So overall, I really like this palette. I think it's really interesting. I'm excited to do more looks with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the tutorial for this look and then just share with you guys some final first impressions. I really want to use this purple and the yellow, guys. So let's go in. I'm using my Singe EO2 brush, and I'm going into the shade simply named 7, and I'm gonna put that right here. So this is a very light yellow. I think I was curious to see how this shade looked, just because on my skin tone, sometimes these pastel shades can be very sheer, and I was just curious to see how well this color builds. And I'm blending that in, and it's definitely brightening the eye. In person, I think this is a really nice shade. I hope that it translates onto camera. I'm able to build this up. I think that if you have deeper skin, you might want to go in with some kind of base shade and layer this on top. But if you were going for a very soft, ethereal look, this could be really pretty. I'm such a big fan of yellow with green undertones, with yellow greens, spring yellows. So I think that looks really cute. I'm gonna go in with the shade Robotic Fusion, which is the other matte in the palette. Robotic Fusion is this purple shade, and I'm gonna place that here on the outer part of the lid, on the outer V. Very soft and pretty. So again, I just used a concealer on my lids, guys. I didn't go in with a primer. I want to be better about using an eye primer, and I get to it and I never take the plunge. Not never, but I just never, not never. I just forget a lot to try to use an eye primer when I'm doing my makeup looks. And usually, especially if I'm like crunched for time, I'm like, well, what do I have on hand? Usually there's a concealer nearby and I just grab that and I just make it work. And I'm usually pretty successful. I know that with some formulas, I would probably have some better results. I really liked the Sigma eyeshadow primer that they sent me. I did not use that. I have to find one that's like a neutral color because that one's got a little bit of a pale pink shimmer to it. But this is really, really pretty and I think shows how you can get a very soft look. And this is just with 2 of the 5 matte shades in the palette. So again, these are the shades 7, which is this yellowish shade, and the shade Robotic Fusion. I'm just going back in with the shade 7 again to bolster the yellow here, this green yellow. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with the shade Cyber Symphony, which is this very pretty yellow shade. I'm going to apply this with my fingers, which is how it's usually recommended you apply the shimmers from Adept. So that's pretty bright. And I'm going to, wow. Oh, shimmer heaven. That's beautiful. That is really stunning. And I think the shade 7 was the perfect base shade for this. Back up in person, I wish you guys could see how gorgeous this shine is. It's stunning. Beautiful, beautiful. And on the other side, it really is just brightening the eye. This is such an intense yellowy shimmer with the little hint of green in here. And I got a few flecks. So I'm gonna try and like get that. It's really, really pretty. And I'm gonna go back in with Robotic Fusion. Blend that out. And I don't want to overdo it, but I'm kind of tempted. I think I'm gonna go into Voltage Violet since I'm sticking to like a purple and yellow theme, and I'm gonna just put that next to Cyber Symphony, just a touch of that to transition to the purple, and that's really, really beautiful. And I like that with just a couple of finger dips, you have a really cool look. You have a really cool look. Okay, I'm gonna put liner, maybe some lashes on, and I will be back to share some first thoughts about this palette. All right, my friends, here is the finished look. This is my first look using the Cyborg Choir palette. I literally got this in the mail today, and I thought, let me just put something on and let you guys see how this palette performs, or at least get an idea of how some of the shades perform. Obviously, I didn't get to use every single shade in here so far, but hopefully between the swatches and a look, this video will be a little bit helpful for you in terms of deciding, is this something that you're potentially interested in? I know when the palette released, I was really excited about these purple and yellow shades. The black shade, I could live with or without, just because I have a lot of blacks in my palette, but if you wanted to use this as a standalone palette, it's nice to have. But yeah, overall, this to me is pretty much on par with most of my experience with Adept Cosmetics. I really like shimmery shadows, and again, that's like a personal preference. If you prefer more mattes, then you might have a harder time with this one, but the shimmers are absolutely gorgeous. Swatching them was so much fun. I'm looking forward to creating more looks with them. I would recommend, if you are interested in this, use some code. The codes are listed on the website of the different content creators who have one. So make sure if you buy anything from Adept that is eligible for a discount, just use a code, save a little bit of money. But yes, that being said, I think this is a really beautiful palette. It's just very interesting. It's very different, and I really like the color story. I love how this look came out. Like, this is giving me Easter vibes, like just bold pastel Easter vibes. And I love how the shade Robotic Fusion, it's very complimentary. Yeah, I really, really like this so far. So first impressions are very positive. Let me know what else you would like to see me do with this palette, if you want another video on this one with multiple looks, or if you're cool with me posting more short form content, because I do think I'm going to dip into this one a little bit more. I'm just really happy with how this look came out. It was a lot of fun and very easy to do, which is one thing I think I really like about shimmery palettes. I don't need a ton of mattes, because if I have a matte and a shimmer, I feel like I can make anything happen with a matte, a shimmer, eyeliner, and lashes, and we're good to go. We can have a good time. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one. Is it on your wish list? Is this something that you're interested in? Are you passing on it? I'd love to know what you guys think about this one. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for hanging out with me today, taking time out of your busy schedule to watch this video. Please like this video if you enjoy content like this. Please leave me a comment. I love saying hi to you guys, and consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you join my little corner of the internet where we chat about makeup. It is super chill over here. So with all of that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.